Welcome back to Men's Health's Next Top Trainer. Last week, old school trainer Ja Washington from New York City won the first virtual fitness challenge.
Ja is easily my top guy.
We said goodbye to our first contestant, Chris Kadima. The fitness challenge he came up with left our wrist a little bit sore, which is why the judges had to let him go.
So bad.
So let's see who has what it takes to prove they are Men's Health's next top trainer.
In the gym, outdoors, or in the always changing virtual world, trainers have to adapt to be on top.
If they don't learn, we might as well just send them home next week.
Men's Health is on a mission to find the next top trainer. We've searched across the country and we found 8 incredible trainers and an elite panel of judges to put them through the ultimate test.
Just over the top.
Over the next 8 weeks of competition, we'll discover who is Men's Health next top trainer. This week is the Workout Program Challenge. Men's Health readers and subscribers are always looking for new effective workouts, which is why we've asked the trainers to program and film a workout with 3 separate exercises. What we're looking for is a definitive program goal and clear cues that anyone watching on their phone could try for themselves at home or in the gym.
Everyone wants to keep their workout short, sweet, and effective, and this is one of the best ways that you can do so. You're gonna get legs, back, biceps, core, and shoulders, all in just 3 movements.
I sat down and I thought of 3 efficient movements that you can do in a short amount of time. So what I have for you is the answer, the solution, the workout by your trainer, Josh Bailey.
I had to deal with some travel plans that I couldn't avoid. This week, what I really wanted to focus on were men that sit down, tight hips, lower back pain, and that kind of hunched over position. So I really wanted to pop that chest out.
The contestants will be judged by myself, Eb Samuel, fitness director of Men's Health Magazine.
This week when I'm looking for in the challenge, I want to see guys put together a workout. This shouldn't just be a base workout where we're trying to create fun content that's going to inspire people to train.
And Jeff Cavalier, founder of AthleanX.
Get people excited to train. That is your job as a trainer. You have to be able to deliver the content and the goods.
This week's special guest judge is Bobby Maximus.
My name is Bobby Maximus. I'm the author of the best-selling fitness book, Maximus Body. I was named one of the 100 fittest people to ever walk the earth. I'm a former UFC competitor, and I'm regarded as one of the world's best trainers.
Total badass.
So this week, I'm looking for something that's safe, simple, effective, and something that's real.
Let's see what our trainers came up with and if they've listened to the feedback we gave them in week 1.
So I have 3 different workouts for you. They're all using a Bosu ball and 3 weights. The first one is a Bosu ball press, then it's a Bosu ball row, and then a Bosu ball push-up. I chose chest and back because they're opposing muscle groups, meaning that when one works, the other one rests. So you can superset them and get a good cardio workout and a full body workout.
Chris Almazan this week. He was another one that was in our bottom last week. He doesn't do it for me in a lot of ways, and I just keep on waiting, giving him a shot, but this week it kind of just felt lackluster as well.
Bosu ball, bad idea.
I don't know who uses those anymore, who has one, and it's not something I can just readily do.
The first exercise we're going through is a dumbbell thruster. Get those feet shoulder width apart. Get those dumbbells up to shoulder height with your elbows 45 degrees. The second exercise we're going through is a dumbbell deadlift row. You're gonna start with your feet shoulder width apart, pushing your hips back as far as you can to find a stretch in those hamstrings. You're gonna be alternating legs each time you complete one of these reps. Reverse lunge with your back knee dropping down towards the floor, making sure to push off the front leg to stand tall.
Our favorite from last week, Ja.
He's just consistent. The workouts are smart, they're kind of well prepared, he delivers.
He needs to figure out a way to become more likable.
So with the L sit, make sure you keep your core really engaged and your feet up and pointed out. For the second exercise, we're doing 5 cleans to 5 front squats. If that's too hard, just do 5 swings each hand. For the last exercise, we're doing farmer's carries and rows. 10 sets for the farmer's carry, 5 rows, and you're good.
Chris Colson coming to us from Tulum. I was jealous.
Here's what we have in Chris. We have a guy who went to Tulum, he got to have fun, and he went there and had fun, and he didn't take this seriously for me, and I'm not down with that.
Maybe a little bit too laid back, coming with the beach environment, but a little bit too laid back for me.
So I didn't really know what I was supposed to do after watching the video. I want some direction.
This exercise is a squat to a alternating twisting press. This movement allows you to work from the frontal plane through the transverse plane, where you're targeting every large muscle group in your legs. The second movement is a dumbbell row to a Romanian deadlift. We're working in the frontal plane, targeting the muscle groups of the hamstrings, gluteus maximus, and the latissimus dorsi. This movement is a lateral side lunge up to a neutral grip bicep curl, where we're working from the frontal plane to the sagittal plane.
I think he killed it with just a couple of dumbbell moves, and I think he threw enough science in there to make me want to believe him.
Like, science is great, but it has to be legit science. Getting the transverse plane wrong, if we're getting sagittal plane wrong, if we're getting frontal plane wrong, that's a problem.
You mispronounce the latissimus dorsi and you get your planes wrong, then I am not convinced that you know what you're talking about from a scientific standpoint.
So first off, we have a triphasic goblet squat. So first we're gonna hold that kettlebell up here, we're gonna go down, you're gonna squat for a 5 count, then drive up. Secondly, you're gonna go down, hold for a 5 count, then drive up. And last, you do a regular rep. Because I love deadlifts. They're my favorite exercise to do. I think they train everything. They train full body, they train everything you need. Strength, stability, train your upper back, your grip strength, your cores engaged, your posterior chain. And lastly, we have a kettlebell clean into 5 kettlebell squats, front squats from a front rack here. And then a march, a kettlebell march.
Be confident in what you're trying to give me.
As he's talking about the exercises, do the exercises.
Study Instagram, study good Instagram fitness, study what's on the Men's Health Instagram, because that's gonna kind of clue you in on what works.
This is my plea to Anthony right now. I like you. I think you're a very likable person, but you're gonna have to up the level of what you got here pretty quick.
Does he almost come across as too cool for school?
I do see what you're saying. If it is that, I take back everything I said.
Your hands are going to be placed right underneath your shoulders, maybe slightly in front, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Have your elbows come back slightly, all the way chest to the ground, right back up. When you sit down in that squat, your toes should be really light. Drop that weight into the heels. As I stand sideways, you can see how far I drop. Open up the hips, knees come out. That's one. Number 3 is the jump rope for your conditioning portion of the workout. Here's how it works. You've got singles, and if you can, go double unders.
I hate saying this, but I was kind of bored by the whole thing.
Yeah, nice doc, JJ, great scenery. Now bring some game too.
Look, they're good exercises, and none of us that are sitting here are gonna argue that they're not effective exercises. But when we're talking about becoming the next big fitness star and being viral, like, that is not gonna get you viral or much attention at all.
So starting off, my movements are going to be based off of a push-up routine, really attacking that chest and that core. So adding a plyometric aspect to the push-up, and then also adding one piece of equipment, adding that med ball for rollouts and for explosive push-ups on and off of that med ball.
And him doing the push-ups with him touching the bench, it looks good, and he looks good doing it.
His video is actually what I would love to kind of see on the Men's Health Instagram site.
Just something that I would want to try. And if you can get me to want to try something, there's going to be a lot of people I think that are going to want to try it.
You get content, Javante. That's really important for what we're doing here.
All right, after talking with you guys, it seems like we got Ja and Javante this week. Those are our top 2. Who's your winner and why?
Ja is, as I said, very comfortable as the trainer. I mean, that bodes well for him.
But I love the intensity and really taking your workout seriously. Reminds me of you, actually, Bobby.
It's funny, though, that Ebenezer says he reminds him of me, because, Eb, he kind of reminds me of you in ways. Like,
I see how it is, Bobby. I see how it is.
Javante, I'm excited to see him join those top 2, because I do think that he is sort of the total package here.
Javante looks the part, executed, got some stuff to work on, but I really like him going forward.
I'm going to give it to Javante. He looks good and can sell it to people.
So now we got to talk about who is eliminated.
Almazan's got to go. The Bosu, I'm just not a fan of it. I'm sorry, I can't stand it. I think he's got to go.
I don't feel that Chris has anything really to bring here that's going to excite any of us.
For Josh, he kind of screwed up the science, but I think he's got some intangibles that we should keep him for.
Be who you are. Get people excited to train.
Josh has a lot of great things. Just don't force science if you don't know it. I will let these guys know that we've made our decision, and I'll see you guys next week. Fellas, good to see you guys again. Welcome to week 2. We're gonna jump right into it. So, trainers that were in the middle of the pack, Chris Colson, Anthony Rice, and JJ. So you guys, all 3 are safe. You're moving on to the next round. Right now, we're going to talk about this week's favorites. My man Ja. Once again, you programmed a safe, smart workout. We love that. We like the fact that you're not over the top, but you need to keep on developing your host persona. Smile, know your audience, interject a little bit more of fun, Ja, in there.
I love what I do. I know my purpose.
Yeah, hit me with that smile real quick. Let's see it.
I got one for you, man.
You're safe this week. That's something to smile about. The winner this week, Javante. We felt like out of everyone's workout this week, we wanted to do your workout. So good job on taking it home.
You get a boost. That means we'll be putting your workouts on Men's Health social platforms.
Shout out Jimmy, getting married, Jimmy and Summer. I was traveling this week for the wedding in Dallas, Texas, so I was pretty far from home. Had to utilize what I had available, but I also felt like I was able to use that to my advantage.
That means Chris Almazan, Josh Bailey, you guys were in the bottom 2 this week. Chris Almazan, just jump right to it. Hated the Bosu ball. Every single judge across the board. The Bosu ball is kind of one of those pieces of equipment that has phased out, and it's not simple for people to find. You don't see a ton of people using the Bosu ball on the internet, and there's a reason for that. It's difficult to use. Josh, your presence on camera is great. Great energy. Love the moves. But then you started giving us some science that didn't really match up. It was a little bit shaky. Confusing the transverse and sagittal planes. Mispronounced latissimus dorsi. Dorsi. You gotta know your anatomy in there if you're gonna go down that road. Now for the bad news. Chris Almazan, you won't be moving forward to the next round. We just felt like 2 weeks suspect movements with things that typically you won't see people doing going viral. We appreciate you, but we will not be seeing you next week.
I think it's a learning lesson. This is a little bit tough, so I appreciate the chance to compete with you guys. Good luck, everybody.
Josh, we will be seeing you next week. Make sure you play to your strengths. Remember, we're asking you to be both trainers and content creators throughout all of this. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.
This week's special guest judge, Super Bowl champion, DeMarcus Ware.
This is where guys are starting to separate themselves.
It got him all the way to the top, so it was effective.
Not confident in what you're saying, I'm not going to believe it, and I'm not going to do those exercises.